that. Mute that. Do this properly. Okay. Oh, yeah, let me do that. Since I remembered beforehand. Ooh, almost like fell there. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that will do. Just get a little bit of a zoom in. Whoa. I see some guns there? What's going on there? Love my vibes. You want to join my next stream? You can join this stream. You don't even have to join my next stream. I love I love bots. Hey Gab, how's it going? You don't remember from where? He's a good guy. His name's Gab. I can introduce you. How are you doing, by the way? Happy Wednesday? Wednesday. All right, let's get this going. Since you're here, then we can just start making our way through TR. Hopefully, we can kind of go a little bit quickly since we went over a few rooms already. Ooh, that menu. I'm going to tease you a little bit for that. That's an up and a left, by the way. Yeah. I think you just accidentally pressed left, but you could save yourself a menu. Okay, a very small thing about this. This is kind of funny though. You worked on Meyer and TR today? Nice. How'd you do? How are the rooms you went over? Is it clicking a little bit better? I wanted to bring up these stairs. Very, very small thing, but it is kind of funny. The stair lag that you get from coming off of the stairs, it was good? Good. You will get on the mountain. So I'm gonna try to freeze frame it and show you. So you should get stair lag here. A very small amount. I pressed the wrong button. Let me see. Maybe if you did right, you won't. I can't tell. Maybe you're fine. I think if you don't move, you're fine. But in general, what I like to do is I like to walk down to here. So that way I eliminate the stair lag and then the bird picks me up here. And then I'm guaranteed not to get stair lag. It's a weird thing that this stair lag will continue to the mountain. Very stupid thing, but why not save the couple frames and just go down to this spot when the bird picks you up? Senti, hello. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Yeah, it's stupid, but you might as well not wait in that spot and just walk down to the bottom. It's silly. All right, so this is one of the screens we had talked about. Obviously, this was way after this is way before, I should say, us talking about it. So yeah, you walked right. We talked about this in the review that you want to go down, and if this guy decides to go down, you want to beat him up. Like immediately, just sword beam him because you're gonna deal with two jerks at the same time, and you might as well work at one at a time. So if you can go around him, that's great. But generally, you hold down and you want to go around this, and maybe more like this. And depending on what this guy does, you want to get around that. Yeah, exactly. Your PB is from February, and we've reviewed this last Sunday, which is March 8th. So it's a month later. So all good. But I figured for completionists and anyone else that's watching, I figured I'd explain it as well. And then this guy, in general, this is where I menu to hook shot. This guy usually will meet you around here. It's usually rare that I mean, it's not too rare, but this is about where he goes. And so just as I'm about to dash here, that's when I menu to hook shot and I decide if I'm going to try to take this edge and run through it, or I'm going to have to stop and slash him. So it's literally right before you run. If there is a chance that you're going to hit him before you menu, then you've done it too late. You want to react to what this guy is going to do and decide if you're going to get in the way. Because this looks scary. It worked out, and I'm glad. You did cancel your dash because you were scared, which is fine. I would have been nervous, too, about dashing into this guy. This was definitely... Yeah, because you hit the back of your sword. Actually, I think it's part of... Wow, look at that. He even walks up into you and you get hit and you hit him. That's actually impressive. But yeah, I would have been intimidated by this. So I probably would have stopped here. Let me get rid of these circles. And then walked down and then slashed right and then walked down a little bit to dash. That's probably what I would have done on the safe side. I'm glad it worked out that you didn't get blocked. You lose like 10 seconds when you have to wait for the purple guy. But just something to think about. Oh, so since we're menuing to hook shot, we should have hook shot out to do a hook dash here, so we're not doing a spin speed. Yeah, spin speed's a little bit slower than a hook dash, so that's why we menu to hook shot earlier. So the latest I recommend that you menu to hook shot is right here. So that way you can walk up the stairs. But you should have hook shot for these stairs. Again, something we're talking about a month later. No worries. Got the spin speed. You actually did what I recommended, and that is you stayed along the side here. So it's a very good strat and safe strat to stay along this wall. Some people like to try to sneak up so that way they hop down, but there's a problem is the dead rock might actually get in the way. So it's better to stay just holding right here, and you hop down a little bit lower, but if this dead rock tries to catch you here, you can then just slash up. So that is really good. So a lot of people like to do that a little bit of the way they sneak up a little bit so that way they can dash here and then try to dash out. Don't recommend it. So glad to see that you're doing that correctly. All right, so go under. That's just a slash up. That's unfortunate that that happened. And now you're about to have a huge headache. And this is why you want the hook shot out, so that way you can hook shot him a couple times, like 2 or 3 times to push him down to here. And who knows what this guy's going to do. So this is actually really scary. Let's see what happens. But having the hook shot out here is really good. All right. Could be worse. Could be better. But you did the right thing of dashing underneath, so we're good. All right, so now you menu to hook shot, pop. That's fine. Yep, we're good. Ooh, that was a little scary. All right, we're good. I mean, it's like small things like that. What you can do if you're worried is if you miss a slash, this is a scenario where you could hold B. If you held B when you realize you whiffed the slash, you could have then just held the sword out and walked down, and then you just would have popped them, and then you could have dashed immediately. This technique can be used in a lot of places of just doing a sword poke. One good example is the key rat in Escape. That's a very good place to, if you whiff the rat, you just hold your sword out and you just walk into him. The dash in the lobby of Hera when you're going to the top left door, that's a very good place if you miss a slash on a Moldorm. Honestly, most Moldorms, I could probably say that in Petting Zoo as well. It's worth just holding your sword out and then just sword poking him. So definitely try to look out for that as an option to just sword poke and run into an enemy. And I didn't even think this would be an option, but this is a very good place for it, in my opinion. Yeah, I like that. So this would have been a great, micro opportunity to just give him a sword poke. Yeah, that could have also been the same thing, but pretty rare. Not the biggest of deal. All good. I think this is a walk. I've honestly experimented with this dash here to the door. I don't think it is. I think it ends up just being a walk. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, get closer to the wall, like a little bit, and then walk up here. But we're talking frames. It's not the biggest a deal. I'm not too worried about it, but I'm pretty sure I walk that every time into the door. I have seen people say that they stay on the grid, so they actually dash turn here. So that way, when they hit this spot, they go down. I don't like it. Maybe if you wanted to look at it, you can try it, but I don't like it. I'd rather just hold right to do the spiral staircase cancel, and then I just hold down here, and I hit this every time. Some people have said they've saved time because they do that. Just figured I'd throw that out there, but I have not found that to be good for me, or it has not worked for me. Okay, that's definitely a free path. The biggest thing about this room is if this guy like goes right here. If he goes right there, then you can't dash here, and that's when you have to be like very scared of trying to like maybe slash him a little bit here, and then walk up here and see what this guy does. But this guy moves to the left here, we're good. I'm dashing here every time. Yep, plenty, perfect. I'm okay with this. This is a WQ strat to dash to the right and then dash down. You do lose a little bit of time, but you're not dealing with this guy by doing this. There's two thoughts of process with this overworld. The other one is you walk to here and you dash down. And I will be honest with you. This guy, my mouse works with me. This guy blocks you a lot. So you end up having to walk to the right and then dash down, but sometimes he doesn't get in the way. But that's the second mode of thought that generally I do. But I have no problem bopping him and then moving over to dash down. Depending on where you hit him, you can maybe walk down just a little bit because this edge right here, you'll be able to dash against and then kind of ride this wall. I'll move the screen a little bit and I'll show you what I mean. Let me do that. All right. So if you bop him like here, you can then kind of go like that and then dash along this. I don't think there's a wrong thing. I will tell you that this, what you did, is the safe strat because this guy generally does sit here like a lot of the time. So if you're comfortable with this, then stick with it. That's a long story of saying just stick with what you're doing if you like it. But I figured I'd show you both options. Yeah, I popped that guy too. No hook dash? I don't think it's as scary as everyone thinks it is to do the spin speed for the pegs. If you want to play with it, you can. Are you quake dashing here? You can actually quake dash when you do this, and then it's a free quick hop. You don't have to time A here. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know how many people know about it. Oh, you dash. That's why. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend dashing. I would probably recommend quick hopping here if given the choice. So I would either quick hop or quake dash off of this to put yourself in spin speed, and then you'll be able to just instantly quick hop. So quick hop either way here. I've seen some people actually menu to red cane here to make sure they get the movement they want to. Like I've seen people menu here to red cane and then walk down. You could do that too. You can consider that. I know I can do quick dashing, but I never got it, so or know what to look at. I think you have to just believe in yourself. I don't think there is any visual cue that you hit the quick dash or you didn't. So if you don't feel like you have it, then you should just be pressing A to tap to quick hop off. Is that the feet barely on the pedestal? I think comp could have been a little bit higher. Yeah, you can be a little bit higher here. Listen, don't go too crazy. You don't want to have to quake twice. That would be really bad. Oh my god. The quake lasts so long. All right, let's just go like this. I'll show you where it is if you're interested. That might be enough right there. You see how little the shadow is on there? Like that. That's enough to be on Quake to open it up. Yeah. I wouldn't go too crazy with that. He took like maybe one or two extra steps. Not a big deal. All right, here's the real challenge, Mr. Gab. Well, how did you menu? Nope. This is the hardest menu in my opinion. Should we do a trivia? What is the fastest menu to Red Cane? Trivia for the chat. You're on Quake and you need to get to Red Cane. This is one of those menus you have to practice. It's actually not mirror. You would think it's mirror, but it's not. It's actually down to book and then right to Red Cane. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure up and left also works. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't work. I guess it depends on whether you have mushroom or not, right? If you have mushroom, then you're going to get stuck into something. But I'll tell you that I always go for this one. I always go book to Red Cane. No, I know. It's not. I mean it when I say this. It's very not intuitive. It's actually very tricky. But that is definitely, I would recommend as the most efficient thing to do. So down, then right, and you will get to your Red Cane. Yeah, no. I think that's one of the hardest menus, and I encourage practice. That is not a menu to just do in a run. I encourage practice. Okay, let's see this room. Okay. I was hoping you would do this. You can just hold up the right side here. This is straight up this side. Place the block and then hold upright when you land on it, and you'll start moving the floating block. So you do not have to center yourself here. You can ride this railing, and you'll be able to do the same thing when we later as well. All right, quick overview. If any of these blue jellies are in your way and you don't see them spark, you have to run into them and just assume they're going to spark by the time you slash and just take the hit. If you see them spark and they stop, then you can slash them. Maybe if you have beans, it's really nice to just pop them, but otherwise, you do not want to slash because then they will spark and then you'll have to start the room all over again. And I think you would much prefer to just be one less heart than start having to start the room over again. Good. You just held right out of this. Good job. Some people hold down a little bit to line up with it. You don't have to do that. We went over this other room to death, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's up to you. There is a menu to hook shot here where you can hook this and save yourself like maybe a second. I know that's not like a rando thing because everyone just quick swaps to hook shot and just hook shots from the bottom, but there technically is a faster menu here if you wanted to play with it. It does encourage you to really practice hitting this fire rod shot from the top. You don't know how to do it. Well, the start is to fire rod this from the top, and then you kind of spam start. Then you switch to hook shot, and you should be able to grab the bottom. And what I always tell people is the hook shot probably would work here. It's crazy how big the hook shot is. So I encourage something like this instead. You don't have a good visual cue for the fire rod shot or for the hook shot? It's something like this. It's definitely here. The fire rod shot. I'd recommend making a save state, like firing at this one, then making a save state, and then just practicing this until you feel comfortable with the top. I think people always here. Let's do it this way. That should work. I think people like to try to use Link Shield. I mean, you could just like kind of look for this dotted line, like this half a dotted line. That's one way you can do it. If you can count, right? You'll have to go one and then this little bit. That should be good enough. I think you'd actually be able to. You might be able to pull this off, just to put this out there. You definitely are like 3 or 4 pixels down. It's very possible you could have tried it, though. It's the obvious thing to do. I know. I think you're okay here. I think this is big enough that you'll be able to fire at it from here. I think that's asking for trouble. And that's definitely missing. So it's definitely in this window. It's probably this one, though. It's this one or this one. These are the two that you're looking for. It's definitely this one. I bet you this one would work. I don't think this one would work, but I could be wrong. There might be a good chance that this works, but I don't know. It's somewhere in there. I would encourage practicing that. That can be a half a second, maybe more. All right. I know we went over this room to death, so I'm not too worried about going over this. But basically what you want to do is you want to dash at the roller, hook shot to the right. And I know that you were talking about that you're just going to mirror out, which is completely fine. Or you're going to lamp out. I'm just kidding. Something I didn't mention that I probably should have. If you have 0 bombs, this is a good bomb to pick up. So you grab the full magic and then you just reach right and grab the bomb and then you just walk up. And as you like pass this pot, you will pick up the bomb. So if you're at 0, you should put yourself at 1 for GT. You're at 2, so you're completely fine. Just to put this out there, this is another screen. You do not have to move to the center. You didn't do it the first time. You stayed on the left the first time. I was watching for it. And then once again, you want to be holding upright when you land on it, which will start the block from moving. I mean, I think holding up will be fine, but I usually just hold diagonals when I enter a block. So yeah, don't have to center yourself here. Yeah, I think holding up on that's fine. Okay. Same thing, right? Be on the right side of that railing. I'm sorry. Let me just show it again. Right here. We'll just hold up, and then once you place the block, hold up left, so that way the block starts moving when you get on it. Okay, this blue jelly sometimes is in the way, so once again, if this blue jelly is somewhere around here, you're going to have to take the damage boost through it. Don't slash. The only time you ever have to like chance slashing is like when he's right on the node, because you can't take a damage boost when the red block is stopped, because then you will actually just damage off of the block. So that's when it gets really risky and you have to decide. And usually you have to slash if he's right on the node. All right. I know we went over this. This is not a room to slash to walk in. You want to read his RNG on whether he's going like this, and then you're going to slash immediately at the bottom. If he goes to the top, you want to actually walk into the room and then charge your sword here. So, bottom. That's not a B. This is the worst B I've ever seen in my life. And then this is if he does a top RNG. That's where you want to slash. And then you obviously want to get a double spin attack on him, and there is a chance of a heart and fairy drop off of him. Okay, there's the heart, so fairy must be next. Okay. I know we went over this last Sunday, but do you see what path you should have taken? Is it obvious right now since I've paused the menu? Right? You probably walk to about here when you realize what you need to do. You are a center guy, there's no question. This is a right path. Left? Yeah, right. Nope. This is immediately a right path. Unfortunately, you cannot trust that this guy does not go to here. He might bounce 2 more times and go right here. So this is absolutely a right path. highly, highly encourage that every day this week you just practice this room. This is a really good room to practice and make sure that you have a choice, have your choices of left, right, or right about here for up when they're blocking both paths. No, no, you're good. You're good. I figured you were just making a joke. But this is a very good room this is probably one of the most important rooms to practice, in my opinion. Like if you can put 20 minutes a day into this room until Saturday, until we get to GT, that would be really good. Just to make sure you got your muscle memory and you're able to make your decision making. This room is going to make or break your run very, very often. Very, very often. I have lost runs because of this room, and it's very important that you are doing the best of your ability. Like there are times the chomps are just trolls and you're just gonna die. They're just gonna like, what are they gonna do? They're just gonna like ruin your day, right? They're just gonna like sit here and then you just can't move. Or you try to squeeze your way. You think the left path is open because he goes up here and then he just moves over and then just blocks it. And that's just gonna happen. It is. It's just the unfortunate thing about a late room RNG that this is gonna happen. All right. As you can see, I just want to remind you, this is wide open for you. But I totally get what you did just to deal with this guy. This guy was definitely being a jerk on the left side. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Gab, you got like 15, 20 seconds to save right there on a good RNG. You got a lot of time. Okay. We want to dash all the way to this wall. All the way. And I will tell you why. We want to dash all the way down and almost bonk. Because if this guy walks to you, you will end up killing one of his bodies, and then you will be able to hold right out of it. If you stop too early, this guy might be a problem. You think it's a gold? That's great if it's a gold. That's another 15 seconds. So you want to run down the right side as much as you can, which is what you did, and you want to go all the way to the wall and then hold right out of it. Because this guy will absolutely tear you up if he meets you at the wall. You will eat 4 hearts here. And as long as you hit that wall, you will never get hurt by that guy. All right, so we're at 13 arrows. So the rule is we do not need arrows. We have enough to complete ice armor, so we can skip these arrows. 13 is like the perfect amount to put that out there. All right, I know we went over this room a little bit. Let's see how you do. Okay, so we just fire rod. All right, I know that we've worked on bigger strats there. Talked about dashing across the top side. So, not a big deal. In this RNG, I would have walked to about here, charging my sword to the left, and I would have done a double spin attack. And then I would have waited for the key to drop, and then I would have dashed across the top, and this guy would have missed me. So that's what you're supposed to do for the up and left RNG. I know we went over this on Sunday, but I just wanted to explain to everyone else what to do. And then you cancel with an upright and you open the door and you're out. So you can avoid the bunny beam with the up left RNG. Hey Grid, how's it going? Oof. That head hurts. How much did we just lose there? Oh man, 4 hearts off a floating head. Ouchie. Oh no, we looked at chat. We didn't go into the tunnel. I always was told that the best thing to do is just hold left and up, just do cardinal movement. So the last thing you actually want to do is go up left and then go back into the tunnel too early before the big key. So no reason to mess with that. So you did the right thing with the cardinals. Let's see how you dash out of the room. Okay, you don't have to face left here. You can just slash right here. Similar to Meyer 2 when I was showing you guys that you can slash up, your sword swing will go like that, and then you will hit it. And it makes it much easier to dash and beat these anti-fairies. So continue facing up for this. You got through. You got through. That's all that matters. When you face up, it'll be even easier to beat those anti-fairies. All right, you got the fire rod out, so I'm guessing we're gonna do a spin attack and a fire rod. You want to enter this room with spin attack. Okay, 2 fire rod shots. I'm good with that. You don't need that heart. You can skip that, just to let you know. Maybe you were thinking that a fairy was going to come out again because you were low, but you don't need that. 1 heart's not going to kill you. Man, these menus are crushing you. And this was a gold? Man, we got so much time to save. We've been over this room a bit. You have to get really clean dashes here. Like, you kind of stopped here. You have to make sure that your dash and bonk and then dash off of this is really good. Why? Because this roller is already moving. When you enter this room down here, this roller is dancing. So it's very important that you get these 2 dashes really well in this room. And the roller will probably be about here when you enter. Very important. You do a spin attack. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just, a little commenting, but I agree. All right, we got the job done. But I know we went over this room, so I'm not too worried about it. Do we slash? Good, we slash. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to reveal my messages. Okay, let's go. I don't think there's too much complicated about this room. We take 1 hit here, and then we just hold down, and then we just hold left for the rest of it. Cool. Easy room. All right. Do we get a good Helmasaur or a bad Helmasaur? Bad Helmasaur. He stayed alive. Son of a bitch. All right. All right. You don't have to go all the way down there. I know we went over this room, but you obviously can stop here. Maybe even higher. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know. About here. And then you just want to place the red block right. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's do that again. Oh, do you have a snowstorm? Well, welcome back. I was just commenting how we want to place the red block like right around here. And then when he walks into it, he's just going to get bopped off. So you don't have to go down below it. But I know this is a room we've talked about, so you probably do it correctly now. So you're good. How do we do with a dash? Oh, we walk. All right. I know we went over how to dash on this, but there's basically 2 pixels just above the laser that we're looking for. And then we just, once we beeline it to walking to this spot, we want to dash, and then we will time it that we'll press up to get to the chest. You get 10 seconds. You're saving 10 seconds on this screen. Oh man, Gab, you're going to have such a huge PB when we're done with this review. Perfect. Yep, perfect. I know we really didn't go over this room that much. Okay. I'm okay with that. I will tell you that if you wanted to, you could be standing here and face down to place this block if you're having trouble lining it up. So you could stand here if you wanted to. There was just a little bit of a delay when you did it. No. I figured you meant the laser skip. And if you wanted to, you could wait like right here for this shot to hit, and then you'll have invincibility. Then you can not have to deal with this guy at all. So you can wait on the left side of the red blocks to gain some invincibility, and then you can dash up. I would have liked you to dash a little bit sooner too. You kind of walked up a bit. Like right there, you can just dash immediately. You have enough time from the pokey. All right. Let's look at this Trinex fight. All right, you don't have to do this. You can grab this large magic, and by the time you go to place the red block, you'll still have full magic afterwards. So this is just a walk. Yeah, you don't have to do all this. So just walk, pick up the pot from like here, and then as you throw it and continue walking, you'll pick up the large magic, and then you place the red block. And by the time, because you're like recovering the magic as you're placing the red block, you'll have full magic when it's done. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, just saved you another couple of seconds. All right, let's see how the try next fight is. One, two, three. Ice rod. Switch to fire rod. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Fire rod. Okay, we managed to hook there, huh? Oh no. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we got 2. Unfortunately, you're a little too slow. All right, let me see where you stand. Or do we just slash? We don't spin attack? Oh, we now set up for the spin attack. I wouldn't wait down here. If you're going to go for the spin attack, I would be like immediately starting to walk to where I want to. I'd be about here. Maybe a little lower, but about there. That's where I'd probably stand. You want to stand a little bit to the left. You want to be facing your sword this way. And that's about leaning a little bit to the left. And your goal is to get 1 spin attack here when he comes out, and then another spin attack around here, which should push you to where you're standing now. And then you want to do 1 more right slash. I like to menu right here, right after the second attack. That is how I feel. Then I switch to hook shot, and then I feel a lot more comfortable with hitting this hook shot this way, or slashing him that way is what I mean to say. So it's just after the second attack that I'm trying to time to menu to hook shot to slash him. If you ever feel uncomfortable because of lag, there actually is no lag from holding diagonal against this guy. At least that's what I've been told. That there is no lag. When it comes to slashing him, I just wanted to say, if you are scared, you are 3 hearts, and he will kill you if you run into him. If you are worried and you want to get out of the way, you always need to hold up. You want to hold up and then slash downwards. Why? Because he is faster than you. And so you do not gain any distance from pressing left when he is chasing you. You gain nothing. If you have enough time to move to the left and then slash right, then you have enough time to just slash right immediately. So if you're worried, then walk up and then slash downward. Yeah, I don't think that's true, Gab. I think you just like immediately should be slashing your sword once he starts exploding. I don't believe there's any lag. Maybe if you hold diagonal there is, but I immediately set up for it every time. I mean, it's still exploding. Like, you're still dealing with an explosion here, so whatever lag you're dealing with, you're going to get hit with it here anyway, right? I guess you're saying that you think that holding your sword out causes the lag also? I don't think that's true. If anything is going to cause the lag, it's you holding diagonal. And I don't even think that happens. Yeah, I don't even see that happening as you move diagonal. You would feel it as Link. I'd see it visually if there was lag here. And I don't see any lag when you move. So. Well, the game does lag. Maybe it doesn't lag anymore. I guess I'd have to play with it. I can tell you, for just being a stationary Link holding your sword out, it won't lag. The only way it'll hurt you is if you're moving diagonal. If that's the case. But I would have to experiment with that. Okay. Well, we're done with Turtle Rock. Let's see how GT goes. Nice hook dash. Easy. I personally, I don't know if it saves any time, but I like to line up here because then you're past this thing. I don't know if it actually does what I think it does. Oh no, I lost my pen. Oh no, what did I do? This? There we go. So that seems to be a better path for me. I don't know if it actually saves anything. But you see how if you line up with here, you end up higher than that. You lost 19 seconds to your gold. Oh, well, there you go. You got so much more time to save when you compare it to your PB. Nope, all good. We got more time to save for you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. This is a long dash out of the screen transition, and then from here cancel, and then off of this you want to dash. So you want to ride this whole thing. So nice, easy time save we just solved for you. Yeah, we don't want to do this dash. This dash is costing us time. We want to just continue this dash all the way to here, walk down a little bit, and then dash against this angle here. Nice. I love free time saves like this. I would encourage you to make sure you don't get hit by this guy. You can actually dash all the way to this point and walk up to this. You'll poke him, and then that will guarantee that there is no RNG where you get shot. If you're okay with this and you've never had a problem, I'm okay with you keeping this. But I'm letting you know that this is my visual cue for dashing left, is I go all the way up to here. I don't know if you've ever gotten hit by the Lionels before, but I'm just letting you know that's where mine is. And that's actually perfect. That is my visual cue, is I stop on this thing. So perfect. So that one I'm good with. First one I'm a little nervous about. In my experience, I have learned that this dash does not save that much time. It saves like 3 frames. So I personally have been walking this all the way to here so I can line up with this wall. And then to cancel my dash, I just kind of walk down 1 pixel. So I'm still facing left. Walking down 1 pixel makes this animation a little bit faster. I don't know why, but it does. We have proven it through science. So my recommendation is walk this. Walk this way. Let's see how you do with the dash. So this should be a cancel down left. Yeah, you want to cancel this. You want to cancel this with a down left before you get into the animation. You don't want your sword out. All right. I think this is a little bit of a aggressive thing, but I like to cancel this with up and then dash left. This is another grid system thing where since you pressed left a little bit, you're not going to be lined up with the door. So I actually recommend holding up and then dash turning left instead of pressing left. This was a flip heel lesson for me. Because watch what happens now. Well, unfortunately, you went really far left, and so now you got to stop because of that torch. But if you go to the left, you'll kind of hit this door as a nudge instead of being on the grid. So, yep. So hold up and then dash turn. Yeah, let me just say it one more time. So hold up here off of this and then dash turn, and then you want to dash about here. Approximately about here. I'm impressed that it actually did not nudge, not bonk on that. I was a little worried about that. We'll see how well you do when it comes to pre-Moldorm chests, but I will let you know that if you're not good with pre-Moldorm chests, this is a very good safety. It's only a couple seconds. What about you with the corner? Which corner? Let me go back. Do you mean this room? Oh, maybe you were asking Grid about his PB. Okay. I thought you were asking me about my movement here. Oh, okay, got you. So I would encourage. We'll see what happens with your pre-Moldrum chest, but I want you to remember this key and say that, and just decide if we want to get this or not. Yeah. No, the corner is definitely the visual cue. Yeah, it's like right there. So you're right. You're absolutely right. It's right about there. Okay, so remember this key in case we have pre-Moldrum chest issues. Okay, if you want it to get a little sweaty in this room, it's actually faster to hookshot this key. You walk and take this railing a little bit, or the railing, excuse me, this conveyor a little bit, and hookshot down, and then you continue and menu to hammer here. So if you want to play with it, it's a little tricky to play with, but it definitely is faster to hookshot this key downward. And so your goal is to be on this conveyor and not touch this one. This is a bad conveyor. That's going to hurt you. So you kind of want to lean a little bit on this conveyor and hookshot down to grab this key. If you wanted to. Oh, no. We missed the hammer. All right. Let's see how we do this room. Okay. We should be on hookshot here. Let's talk about this room. So what I like to do is I like to kind of walk a little bit like this and face downward. And this is where I menu to hookshot. Because you can actually hookshot this guy right here. This is hookshotable. Do you hookshot the next one, I'm guessing? Whoa! Boy, we're going... I didn't know we were going this way. So, after we hookshot that, we can actually hookshot this as well. You don't do the pre-Moldrum chests? So yeah, he must kill the mini Helmasaur. The mini Helmasaur is only faster if you're not going to get the large magic and you're going to hover. Otherwise, you should never get the mini Helmasaur. Mini Helmasaur is definitely costing you time. But yeah, let's talk about this room and we'll get there when we get to it. But yeah, we should be going down this way. I'm sorry, it should be more like this. And then we should be hookshotting this. And then we're going to eventually hookshot again. We should be going straight down. This is costing you way too much time. Going this way. So let's do that. Oh boy, we go the whole way. We don't even take out the hook shot. All right. So we're going to go over this room, Gab, next week. So after we hook shot to here, this skeleton can be in a lot of stupid places, which is really annoying. But essentially what you want to do is you want to walk to about here and throw the boomerang right and then hold down. Actually, you have to slash it, right? Am I dumb? We have to slash that first? Yeah, we have to slash it first when we walk into the room. But after we slash it, we then menu to the boomerang right around here. And I pretty much touch this pot. And you throw the boomerang right and you hold down. You can, if you want to, cheat and kind of start walking diagonal if you wanted to. You don't have to. The sweatiest strat, which I don't do, is you actually dash out of this room. Like right on top of the blue blocks. But I don't do that. But you could. I say you just kind of do that. You kind of do some weird diagonal towards it. So, yeah, we're definitely going to go over that room gap later. All right, how do we do with this room? That was a little scary, but it worked out. Personally, I like to walk a little bit flush with these blocks. I'm like pretty much like right on this block like this, and I throw downwards, and then I take a couple steps right, and then I hook shot. If you practice this room, I highly recommend this walk. This walk is a lot freer than you think. You really can get like a tile, sometimes 2 tiles before you have to do your hook shot. You have more time than you think for this boomerang to go right around here and then to the right. So that's where people like really get stuck with this. So I encourage just aiming for the block completely, because if you boomerang this block, you can actually hit it right on the front and not on the back of the boomerang coming backwards, and you will definitely be too slow. So just be careful about being too far right. You can be too far right and hit the things just straight on, and that is going to mess you up. So that's why I encourage being a little bit more to the left, so that way the boomerang kind of hits it on the way back. But we get through, so that's all that matters. If you want it to be a little sweatier here, you want a hook shot like on the left side, pick up the pot, walk right, and then eventually you'll pick up the key, and then you can kind of go up. So I kind of make like a U shaped, so you can hook shot a little bit sooner. But I think with what we've gone over so far, there's bigger fish to fry than sweating that pot. It is a little bit faster to go above, like that almost, to get to the spot. Just a little bit. It is actually faster to go up than down around that. You don't want to touch the switch, though. You cannot diagonal against the switch. It's kind of like the priest or an NPC. You will just get stuck. Switches are sandpaper. So. Okay. We hook shotted. Do we hook shot down? We dash. Nice. Yeah, I'm good with that. That's fine. We're not going to do anything stupid in that room. We're going to go right, right? Good. We went right. Nice. Okay. Do we know about the diagonal here? You can diagonal out of this. It didn't look like you did. It looked like you pressed down off of it because you were a little... But you can just diagonal from here. That's the reason you do this strat. You can just diagonal into a left and you will get above this railing. So you can just hold diagonal out of that, and then you just have to make sure that you're higher than this railing, and obviously lower than this portal, because you don't want to go into another portal. Portals are very, very expensive in time. Okay, how close do we get to here? Not bad. I will tell you, unless you are completely flush with this block, which is very rare, you will be able to hook shot this like this. You can get really, really close, and as long as you are not completely flush with this, you will be able to hook shot this edge. So be as aggressive as you can against this wall. Also, hello, Spleeby. How you doing? Sorry, we got no rando room today. Ah. You know what makes this a lot easier? Menu. Menu right now to bomb. Such a good menu. Probably one of the best menus. Easily the best menu in GT. Menu to bomb right here. And you will know if you're on the pixel or not. And you do not have to lose these, I don't know, 10 seconds? 8 seconds? It's like 4 seconds a teleporter. This is very costly. It looked like it was about 3. So definitely menu to bomb there. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Yep, knock that guy off. Bonk off that. Perfect. We have so many arrows now. I'd be on bomb already, but that's okay. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Do we want to talk about this room? If you want to walk past this guy, you have to make sure that this guy is going to hit the pot first, and then when he bounces around one more time, he'll exit. So because you grab the pot here, Because you grab the pot early and he doesn't bounce off the pot, you need to hide in this left corner here, and he will diagonal past you. And as long as he is past you, you will not get hit. So that's the trick for this room. Is you want to be in that corner if you're going to pick up the pot before he bounces into it. Well, we're going to go over this room next Sunday, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. We'll go over it. That is definitely one of the rooms. I personally am standing here, a little more right and a lot more higher than you. My link body is like right here, and my head is like leaning against this line here. And then I do 3 up, 2 left, and then 2 up as I'm moving upwards, and then I fire all my arrows. There's a few different ways to do this. We can definitely go over most of them. Okay, so you kill him. You just hang there? Okay. We can definitely go over this room. Okay, we get through. That's a dash. This is a dash up to these stairs. You can see there's like 5 tiles here. Yeah. And then we're going to pick up the arrows. Very small thing, but you can actually lean up against this chest as much as possible, and you will still pick up this chest as long as you're here. Hey, Retro, how's it going? We just finished the basement. We're about to do the best part, which is the climb. Welcome, welcome. Okay, mirror. Nice. Okay, switch the bow. I'm good with that. I always switch the bow in that room anyway, so I'm down with that. Yep. Oh, we're gonna go this way. All right. Have you seen other people do it the other way? Where they dash across the bottom? So you either bow or slash here, and then you walk down and you dash across here. You take a D boost right here, and you hold left. That's very important. Hold left. And you will dash through, and sometimes this guy is gonna walk through you. Sometimes. 736 swamp today. That's insane. That's really, really fast. That's better than I've ever done. And you're going to dash all the way here. And when you take this D boost and dash, you'll probably get hit here, and then you'll get hit here towards the end. And then you're going to push this block up, and then you're going to hold down right. And since you are down a magic, this is a good magic to save. You don't like the D boost? Well, we're gonna go over it next Sunday, and hopefully you'll get better at it. I don't think it's terrible. But I can understand it's a way to save a little bit of you only get hit once? All right, you only get hit once. I don't remember. I haven't done it for a while, so you only get hit once, huh? Oh, you know what it is? I guess I was including getting hit here, right? This is 1, and then you get hit a second time. Maybe I did 3 circles. Yeah, and then you walk out and you get hit 1 more time. Okay. I did have one. I had 1 too many circles. You're right, Sawyer. Thank you. So you should only get hurt twice on this. 1 at the beginning, and then 1 probably here when you walk. Yeah, that sounds right. Thank you, Sawyer. Okay. How do we do this room? All right, we're going to go over this room. What I like to do is I like to walk to about here, and then when I face down, I'm going to slash. That is going to push this guy upwards into this lane, and you're going to be standing here in line with the top. And by charging your sword downwards, you're going to face left, and this guy is going to move to the right. You're going to shoot 2 arrows down and let go of sword so you don't do a sword beam. Then you're going to re-slash. I don't know why I did an S. I was going to draw a sword, and then I ended up drawing a D. Then you're going to re-slash. I can write. And this guy is going to start. Then you're going to hold left against this again, and this guy's going to walk right, and you're going to shoot 2 more arrows here. Yeah, that was definitely a slash. So this is definitely one of the rooms we're going over. We have a lot of rooms to go over on Sunday, but we are absolutely going to go over mimics. So look forward to this being a much easier room for you. Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna save so much time. We're gonna save at least 5, maybe 10 seconds in this room. Okay, we do that. No problem. I'll go over this one on Sunday with you. Well, I like that you fixed it really quickly though. You did. You didn't panic too much for getting hit, and then you just re-slashed and positioned yourself. I have so many rooms to go over on Sunday. I will encourage a different strat. If you're going to go along the top here, you are supposed to cancel with a down left to face downward. So you cancel with a down left, I should say. And then as you're facing down, you shoot an arrow here, and then you dash up. That is what the strat is when you go along the right side. Saves, I don't know. Retro can tell me how much time it saves. 10 frames or so. I prefer to do the strat of going downstairs and dashing all the way here. And the key is to actually be as high as you can. So that way when you slash this and you dash up, you have less, you're higher and closer to the pot. So I still prefer that strat. I haven't upgraded to the arrow shot, but the arrow shot is technically faster. And the biggest trick to the strat I was saying about dashing down, slashing here, dashing back up, and picking up this pot, you want to walk and pass this pot. It is very important not to nudge this pot. No nudges. We want to, if anything, exaggerate and then dash and then walk down and dash here. So that way we are past the pot. 10 to 15 frames. That sounds about right. So I'm going to probably teach you and everyone else on Sunday the jumping the downward strat and not the arrow strat. So just to put that out there. I don't know. We have so much. I don't know what I plan on doing on Sunday. So for those that don't know, what I mostly have been doing is picking 5 rooms each split. But we're definitely going to choose more than 10 rooms for Sunday. GT is going to be pretty intense. You think it's only 5 frames for a top runner? I can see that. All right, are we walking this? Good. I'm not going to teach the advanced strat on this. There's not enough time. We're good there. Okay. If I cannot stress this enough, these next rooms to Landmo are like the most important rooms you could practice. If you don't have enough time to practice, this is what I want you to practice. This gauntlet. These 4 or 5 rooms are the most important things you could work on in GT. It's the first things I always work on with anyone. I when everyone's like, hey, what can I practice with? We go quickly to GT and start working on the climb. Cannot stress that enough. This is where you want to live. I want you to every day for the next week of GT to be spending a half an hour on Gauntlet, these 5 rooms. Oh, you thought you were supposed to nudge Senti? No, the nudge really costs you an time, and you get hit by the spike. So no, that is good to know. I'm glad you know that now. But yes, the nudge against that pot in the previous room with the spikes is going to cost you, and you're going to get hit. So that's good. Okay, so this room, we're going to hold down left and shoot an arrow at this first guy, and then we're going to decide what happens with these guys. If any of them go up, we're going to slash. If any of them go down, we're going to bow. Pretty simple. Arrow this guy immediately. This guy dies every single time, and then you're going to decide who is going to get an arrow or a slash. Then when you're done with that, you're going to dash this way, and hopefully this guy moves up as well, and you just dash him on the way out of the door. That's the plan. Let's see what you get of an RNG. So you got the bad one. You guys shoot 2 arrows down. If you wanted to be a little bit gambly, you could walk all the way to the skeleton and bow him first and see if this guy walks up. I've seen a lot of people do that, and then they either dash left or they slash him. But I'll be honest with you, if I'm really stressed and just want to get this room done because I'm on PB pace, it's just arrow, walk, arrow down, dash left, and then watch this guy whether he's going to get in my way or not. Let's see what you do. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. I will tell you that heart is going to cost you a lot more time than you want to grab it. I wouldn't have bothered with that. I'd want to kill that guy and get the hell out of here. So I think unless you're at like 3 hearts, 4 hearts, and you're like really scared. I mean, listen, you're on PB pace, right? You got -30. You just want to get the run done. I get that. But this heart is going to cost you like 5 seconds. Easily. If not more. 5 seconds. So when you're at that much health, you gotta risk it. If you do bow strat and feel like it slows you down, you can move a little further out of the pot for your dash. Yes, exactly. To avoid nudging, you want to make sure that you are further from the nudge rather than a tight nudge. I'm going to take this sweatshirt off. I'm warm. 1 second. Okay. I would think that this is one of the hardest rooms. I actually do think this is one of the hardest rooms in Gauntlet. Yeah, I know. Big shirt revealing for Algo. What I encourage you do is you walk up, you grab this pot, you throw it left and kill this guy, and then you watch this guy and you probably slash him, and then you slash him. That's my advice. If this guy kind of like takes this conveyor belt to the right, you can sometimes dash through and kill both of these guys. As you can see, this guy's going right. This guy's probably going into the path. So sometimes you can get a sneaky dash through all of them. If anyone gets really out of the way, pots are your friends in this. You really just want to pop people with pots. It's very, very hard when they're kind of like getting hit by the conveyor and then they're walking right, but then they're also not walking right as much. And then they kind of do all these squiggly lines, and shooting an arrow is terrifying. So let's see what happens. Oh, we go down here. Oh, baby, I wasn't ready for this. Okay, and how do we deal with the last guy? All right, you cleaned it up. But I highly, highly encourage you deal with this guy first, then take the conveyor and deal with this guy second, and then deal with this third guy down here. And let me tell you, he can be a jerk. He can sometimes just be like, I'm going to go up here, or I'm just going to walk up here, and it sucks. But grabbing this pot for the third guy is pretty clean. So definitely recommend changing up your game plan and grabbing this pot, throwing this guy, dealing with this guy here, whether he goes to the right or not, and then finishing this guy off. But I mean, with what you did of going down, it kind of was paying off. So it did work out. So I'm okay that you walked it. You know that the main strat is to dash it, but like you kind of walked to the door and like ignored them. Like, why walk down here? You're avoiding the shots. Okay, maybe that's why you walk to the door, to avoid this. Okay, that kind of makes sense. So maybe that's why this strat of dashing here is the main strat, and you really don't have to deal with these shots. So you actually have like a tile and a half here. This guy is not going to hit you unless you go like in the center. So you actually have a lot more distance than you think of making this dash. You have a tile and a half. And after you dash, you have to decide if this guy's going to go up to the center and you have to slash up and cancel your dash, Or you just kill him and then you make your way over to this guy who hopefully is staying down here. Obviously, he can be a jerk. And then you kill him. And if this guy happens to be down here by the door, you kill him last. But that's the general idea of this room. Is you walk over, you slash this guy, and then you walk down to here and you dash. That should be the goal. You're doing the strat since you started in 2019. Gotcha. All right, well, this is going to get a revamp, Gab. This guy's really annoying if he walks here. You have to like cancel your dash here and slash up. This guy sometimes can just keep walking and go to here, and it sucks, but you'll have to deal with him. You'll either have to walk all the way around and kind of do a lap. Sometimes you can sneak an arrow in. I would say practice it if you're going to try to do an arrow. If this guy does not walk up, then you want to continue your dash all the way through to either kill him and then deal with this guy, and then you can deal with him if he goes down, the third guy, if this guy is down here instead. So you're either going to kill him or you're going to deal with him at the end. Not an easy room. I'm letting you know. Not an easy room. Okay. I mean, you did it. What I like to do in this room is I hold down right and I shoot an arrow immediately. So I just take one step to the right. And whether this guy like runs to this corner or he stops, one of two things is going to happen. He's going to get caught by my arrow. And then when I dash through him, I kill him. Or I shoot an arrow and whiff and he just stands right here. And then I dash and kill him. So either way, he's getting killed by my dash. It's up to him whether he wants to get hit by my arrow or not first. And that is my best way to deal with all the RNGs. Because let me tell you, when this guy holds right, he goes really quickly. So I highly recommend doing this walk down right and then shoot an arrow and then dash immediately. All right, so that's how you deal with the first guy. The second guy does a lot of different things. Pretty annoying. So what I encourage you to do is dash to about here and menu to fire rod. Because we want to see what this guy does. If he walks up to here, you're going to have to cancel and then slash him here. If he walks down and to the right, you're going to have to dash all the way down here and then go over here to slash him. If you might get really lucky, he just actually sits right here by the door. You'll be able to get one dash through, and all you have to do is dodge this guy. This guy is going to turn and shoot at you from here, and you have to watch him. You have to be very careful with him. Because there is one RNG where he waits here, and what you need to do is dash here, dodge the shot that he's doing, and then walk right. All you got to do is one step to the left, and then you can go to the right and slash him. That's the hard RNG, is you have to dodge the BMO shot. We will definitely go over that on Sunday. But at least the most important thing is downright, bow, and then dash through it. At least you deal with that guy. And then I recommend menuing to fire rod to see what he does. That way it gives you a little more time to see what's going on. But yeah, there's a lot going on with that guy. Okay, switch to fire rod there. See? As we've been talking about before, we can use that fire rod to see his RNG. You know, we don't have to fire rod in a doorway. We can find a better place to menu to fire rod. Okay, hold down left, and then shoot the fire rod. Explodes him, kills. We're out. Perfect. Nothing to do there. Dash immediately. Cool. All right. Oh, no. That's unfortunate. You just released it too early. Okay. You got him that time. If you're just going to fire rod 6 times, I would probably tell you to just do that. Just kill all 3 worms so that way you don't have to wait another cycle. And then you can grab a magic that's in the bottom right pot. That's going to be faster than you waiting another cycle for a spin attack if you 2-cycled this. I definitely encourage a 1 cycle no matter what. But having said that, the general strat is to actually slash your sword to do a spin attack off the first time, off the first worm. So what people do is they walk here and then they kind of like do this bait for the fire to go around the worm, and then you release your spin attack here, which pushes you upwards, and then you fire rod, fire rod, fire rod, fire rod, fire rod. So, yep, there you go. Retro's got some times for you. I encourage a spin attack off the first one. I have also seen people do this. They walk up to here, they wait right here to bait the shot, and then they walk to the center and deal with this worm on the left side. The idea is you're trying to do a spin attack and stay as center as possible. So you get bounced like this, but then you're going to walk back here and then shoot the fire rod. I think in the long term, this is a better strat. I haven't practiced it myself, and I plan to change to this. But the idea is the more center of the room you are, the better you're able to handle certain RNGs. Because if this worm does his dip-de-doo to this way, and you've done a spin attack pushing you this way, you are never going to fire rod this guy. Ever. Not when he goes left. You're never going to fire rod this guy. You have to leave him alone when you get pushed this way. But if I get pushed this way, I have a chance of walking down to fire rod left. That's the idea. So you're setting yourself up to be more center if you walk in with a charged sword and stand, wait for the fire to do it, and then stand to the left here to do a spin attack to push you this way. The other strat, of course, was to charge your sword when you walk in. And I mean, out of this room, right, you're dashing, just hold B. You don't actually have to slash your sword. It's just hold B because you're dashing. Then walk all the way around this guy and then get ready to release your spin attack here. And then try to fire rod down if he goes like this. Cool. Okay. So like I was saying before, if you needed it, so you actually don't need this magic. So to let you know, you have enough for 2 red cane blocks for the Wizrobes and to lamp the 3 torches of Torches 1. You did not need this magic. You would have needed this magic if you did 1 more fire rod shot. But in this scenario, you did not need this magic. And for those that don't know, if they're really scared, there's a heart in this one. And I think there's arrows here too if you really wanted arrows. But you don't need arrows, especially if you are not, or if you're going for silverless. All right, so you grab both. I want you to really think about this, Gab. You don't need that heart. You already were at 9.5, which is plenty to beat this game. So I encourage you to be more aggressive of not grabbing hearts that you see. You don't need them. You got to believe in yourself at the end. Okay. So we switch to red cane. Gonna walk down. We move a little bit to the right to do the stair leg, and then we do a Y. Nice. If you really want to be sweaty in this room, I know we're gonna have a lot of rooms to go over, so maybe not look at this now. But as long as you are in center, the center of Link's head is here, there's actually a path like this. But I think we have a lot of rooms to go over, Gab, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'm putting a lot on your list, so don't worry about it, but I just wanted to point that out there if you ever go back to this video. So it's interesting. I like to cancel the leg with A. So you're saying that out of this room, you don't have to press right. A lot of people actually encourage either to drag cancel with the right, or you can just hold down because of the stair leg. I like to try to press A to cancel it. You could do either. You're right that you don't have to, but you do want to cancel your stair leg if you have the opportunity to. Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just like a little thing I want to reinforce here and there, Gab, to definitely build up your confidence and say, you know what? If I have 10 hearts, you'll look, right? You'll see a heart drop out of an enemy, and then you'll say to yourself, you know what? I don't need that heart because I'm at 10, And now you just saved yourself a couple seconds from walking over. You press A2. I like to press A2. It's honestly preference. All right. Let's see how we do with this room. We pressed the block just a little too early. That's fair. I don't press anything. That's fine. You're just going to get eaten by a little bit of stair leg, Sawyer. But that's not that big of a deal. I'm just letting you know that pressing right does save you a little bit of time. That's all I meant by it. But it's just a little bit of stair leg. I encourage you to move more to the right. I find that touching this line gives you a better chance to go through them. So I would encourage you to stand a little bit further right here. These guys are the worst. They are absolutely the worst. They will just hit you out of your dash, and it's nothing you did wrong. There's nothing you did wrong. It's just bad RNG. But I will tell you that this lane is a little bit safer. There's a math to it. Someone has a sheet. I don't know if Retro can pull up the sheet of like the right pixels. I know someone has a thing about it. But I like to try to hit this line a little bit better, personally. All right. If you wanted to, you could menu like right here to lamp. Or you could menu to lamp where I'm about to pause. Here. This is another good place to menu to lamp if you want to make sure that you hit this line to walk right past this hole. So 2 good places to menu to lamp. Okay. Do the safer strat, no problem. Don't need to reinvent the wheel here. You notice you have enough magic for a fire rod? You do not. If you have enough magic for a fire rod, you can go above this pot and just shoot a fire rod up. You do not need this magic. You had enough. We can talk about this if you want. There is absolutely a very easy lane to just dash here. So if you just hold up left, you will not get hit by this laser. And then you can dash right here and grab this pot from the top or from the bottom, facing up. And then you just, yeah, like you're doing, hold down left and then go up the stairs. So it's really not that scary. Just hold up left and then dash right here, and you will be in between these eyes. So that's going to save you a little bit of time of a couple seconds. Okay. This is a good one. A little juicy tidbit here. Out of these stairs, hold down right. When you hold down right here, out of these stairs, you kind of just walk along this and you're facing down. And then right when you get to here, you can fire rod. Down right is really, really good. So that way you don't have to switch from right to down. You can dash this. This is definitely a dash. And then a walk up after that. But this left is a dash if you want to try to save a few frames. Maybe like a quarter second. Okay. We're good. I'm gathering this is who we're killing. Yeah. You just lost a lot of time by doing this. Do not kill this mini Helmasaur. I'd rather you do the torch key at the bottom, or you get this key here in the pre-Moldworm chest. This key is really rough. I just want to put this out there. This key is very tough to do. It's a little bit faster if you're going to grab this heart and then walk around here and kind of wait for the bubble. Going around this way is a little bit slower. So I'd rather you grab this pot, pick up the heart, and then start walking down to here. And then as the bubble passes about here, you'll be able to grab this pot. So just to put that out there. All right, we got the hook shut out. We're going to do some Moldworm. Okay, here's a good one to talk about. This is a great, very, very great place to save time. We're going to dash out of this, and then we're going to walk all the way down to here and then dash right and just run into him. If he's off screen, it doesn't matter. We're just going to run into him. We do not want to be walking all the way. We want to do a couple dashes. So dash straight out off the platform and then you want to walk to about here and then dash right. So it's dash, walk, dash. And I will tell you 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit Moldworm. 9 times out of 10. All right. Do we know about using the hook shot against Moldworm is the question. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay. I think so. I think we know. All right. We didn't have to. But we could have hook shotted. But yeah, I think this was really good. You backed up because you wanted to see what he did. And if he decided to run at you, you would have hook shotted and then released B. And then as he passed you, once the hook shot retracted all the way, you would have just spin attacked and killed him. So it's good that you're reacting. This is a very important thing. So I like to teach people to use the hook shot against Moldworm, but it's also very important not to just always expect to use hook shot against Moldworm. You want to react to see what he does, because like this one right here, he just walks away. He's just gone. There's nothing to hook shot if he's going this way, and you did the right thing of walking over to him to spin attack him. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So, good job. Okay. If you wanted to, you could hook shot a little bit earlier. It's probably about here. You can hook shot early to try to time the chest. Just to put that out there. You don't have to wait till you see the chest. All right, do we get the dash out? No. Okay. Very free thing to talk about. What you want to do after you hook shot is actually hold down left. When you hold down left here against this block, you touch this wall and you start your dash as you're holding down left. And then just as you are going to dash, you need to let go of the D-pad and you will slide against the wall out of the door. PH taught you this? Nice. So just to let you know, this is a free slide and I highly recommend practicing it. It saves you a good like 15 frames and it's not that hard to do. So hold down left all the way to this wall. And once you see the wall, start holding A and then let go of down and left at the same time. The key is to be starting your dash as you're holding down left. That's the most important part. And then you can dash out of this door free. So it does look pretty cool too. Good. Perfect. All right. It's time for a little bit of judging, Gab. We will talk about everyone's favorite boss, Agatu. I will say if you wanted to, you can actually hold up coming out of this door and stay on grid to go into the Agatu door. It's a small thing, but you can stay on grid there. You actually kind of like stop here. I'm exaggerating a little bit, and you walk a little bit up to about here, and then you can dash left. So, little small thing there. Don't worry about it too much. All right, let's see the Agatu patterns. All right, so this is going to be a little bit judgy. I'm going to tell you where to stand, and then I'll see where you stand afterwards. Okay. I would personally stand either here or here. I don't think there's a wrong choice. I probably would stand here, preferably, but this actually works too. And this is a very good slash one. I don't think I would spin attack against this one. Let's see how close they are. Yeah. If you do a spin attack here, you're going to only get one of these balls. I don't think you're going to get both. And for those that don't know how to fight Agatu, basically what your goal is to stand kind of close to him. And then you want, when these fire at you, you want to back up. You back up to here. And then you slash up. Maybe actually a little bit further. Probably about here. And then you're going to slash up. And you don't want to push him into the wall because then this energy ball will actually vanish. So you kind of do want to push him a little bit to the right. So maybe you could stand a little bit more to the left, but you are going to do 2 slashes there, and then the third one should do it after that. I was told to never spin against Aga. I will tell you that for me, it is probably a 1 in 5 chance that I ever do a spin. I do spins towards the end to clean them up. If I know that I'm at a count of 4 and I need to get to 6, and I'll do 2 of them next to each other, that probably is a spin. But I will say most of the time I'm slashing. But I would definitely encourage certain patterns that you do want to do a spin attack. But I agree with you that slashing is better, and I always encourage practicing it. Yo, Pops, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. In my opinion, this is not a spin one. I think you're only going to get one of these right ghosts if you did the spin attack. So I would personally go for slashes. That's a rough one. Oop, didn't mean to do that. So I think you needed to step down. Yeah, you had to step down a little bit more to get this. If you stood a little bit further, then this slash would be lower and you had a better chance. I think this is a very hard pattern. I just want to put this out there. This is not an easy one to hit. I just want to put this out there. And there's also a good chance that these two idiot balls, are going to hit Ag at the same time. And then it's only one hit anyway. So you did all that effort to shoot 2 up, and then you don't even get the credit for both. So you never really learned Agatha. I mean, you're at least doing what you're supposed to do of baiting them high and then backing up. So what you're doing is good. But as anyone in this chat will tell you, that this is probably one of the hardest bosses to learn how to do quickly, to like guarantee yourself a 2, 3, or 4 cycle. There are so many different patterns and there's a lot of things going on. It kind of feels a little bit like a Lambo 2 where there's just a lot of chaos. So don't sweat it too much, but we will definitely show you certain patterns and encourage something. So honestly, I think you're standing in like practically the right spot. You just had to be a little bit lower so that way the energy balls didn't fly off to the right. And unfortunately they did. Just a little bit lower. And that's all that takes, is you just off by like 1 or 2 steps, and now you're only going to get 1 this time, unfortunately. Okay. What would I do in this scenario? I personally think that I would gamble this. So, Agatu himself will do either a blue ball or an energy beam on this one. And because we have a ghost here and then the real one here, I'm going to gamble. If it was the opposite, I will show you what I would do instead. But let's stick with this pattern right now. I personally would be standing here and then step down and do a spin attack. I would gamble that this is going to be an energy ball to try to get all 3. I would want to do the spin attack probably about here. Well, if it's like here, then it'd probably be here. So let me redo this. I would start off by standing here-ish, and then I would probably walk down to about here. And I would hope that I can get this. And I'm praying, and I mean it when I say this, I'm praying that Aga does not do a blue ball. But I would chance this one. I think this is a scenario where I would be aggressive to try to get a triple. And you have to remember that when you push this up, there's a chance this guy is going to get pushed here. And this one is going to get pushed a little bit higher. And then hopefully the third one is fine. Nope. You can walk through ghosts. So, little small fact. If there was a ghost right here, and this is the real one, and then this is the good... Well, let me line these up. Let me just take a quick preface here and say this is the real one. You can charge a spin attack right here, and this ghost won't hurt you. Fake ghost, I was about to say. You can do a spin attack right here, and the only thing that's going to hurt you is the energy ball he fires. That's the only thing that's going to hurt you. So you can stand right up against the wall, when he is against the wall, and he will not hurt you. So, yep. I do the same. You're not perfectly aligned with the blue ball. Will probably miss you. The other thing to think about, it depends on the order of these guys of firing. If this guy fires first, you probably want to be lined up here and then be walking down. So that way this energy ball goes here and you can bounce it up. And then this one will go down and you can bounce it up. So being lined up depends on which order is coming out first. Since this guy seemed to be first, that's why I was leaning more towards this side. But if this guy is first, then you want to be leaning more to the right. This is what I'm talking about. We can be here all day debating this kind of stuff. But yes, if this guy is first, you are probably going to start here and then move down and do your spin attack here. Then this guy will fire down, and then this guy will hopefully shoot down afterwards. Yeah, I know. There's so much going on. But I'm pretty sure this guy was first, so that's why I would lean more towards this side to push this energy ball here, and then fire that one up. And then obviously when this guy fires down, you'll reflect that. It's tough. It's tough. Let's see which one comes out first. All right, so it's about the same. I still probably lean more towards the left. I'm probably here, and then I step down. But I'm a little bit more on the left than the right. Just a smidge. All right, so you do some slashing strats. Let's see if this guy's nice. Yeah, he shot a blue ball. So you dodged it. That's good. That's a really hard one. This is a really hard one. I would argue that doing here or here of a spin attack is the right call. So, why did I choose spin attack? Well, mostly because the three have like constantly been at the same time. And for this guy and this guy to fire at the same time, it's really hard to do two slashes because of how close they are. So I am definitely leaning more towards a spin attack. You do see that this guy is firing a little bit sooner than this guy. So maybe you can get away with some slashes. But from the previous attacks, I'm a little concerned that a spin attack is necessary for this one as well. So the pluses and minuses of the places I was talking about. If you're standing here, you have to worry about a blue ball, right? All blue balls we want to attack from the side. So that way when you break the blue balls, they don't hurt you. So that's always more encouraging. This would not be a terrible place to try to slash. So you want to stand as close as possible and then back up. So that way the energy ball calls here. You're going to slash this. This guy's going to fire like this. So you're probably going to have to stand a little bit higher to slash his. And then when the third one comes out, because you push him back so much, you'll hopefully just shoot straight. This is a really hard pattern. Unfortunate. He shot another blue ball, which is also unfortunate. I just want to see. Even if you did two slashes for the first two guys, I think it would be really tough. Because what I'm trying to imagine is if Link is standing here and he does a slash into this, do you have enough time to dodge this ball? And I don't think you do. I don't think you can back up to hit the second ball into him. Because he's going to be like here when he gets bounced back. And this would require you to do like some very fancy rights to do this. And that's why, whoa, we got a ruler. And that's why I'm leaning more towards a spin attack here. The other option was to do a spin attack here, which actually might have worked out the best. Because if you do a spin attack and gamble that it's a blue ball, you stand here, you back up, and then this energy ball gets pushed up, and then this energy ball gets pushed up. So to get those two specifically, I actually think this might be the right choice. This is awesome. There's so much. I can spend the entire time talking about this fight and just showing patterns. But once again, if you're choosing this, you are risking that this guy's going to fire a blue ball, which he does, and then you just get hurt and it's over. Stand up top / down, readjust. You want to go from the top? What? You want to go here? The problem with going high is that you have to really, really stand like here. So that way he fires like this. And then you have to like perfectly walk up at the right time and / down. I do like that a lot though. But I'm letting you know it's very tight timing that you need to really make sure this guy shoots a 30-degree angle. But I like it. It definitely sets up for the second one a lot better. It definitely does. There's no question about that. I do like that in that case, but this guy, you have to perfectly have attack like this in this direction and then move out of the way to / down. Wait, you want to go up? What? You want to go here? Or you want to go here? You want this one? No, I'm not doing that. All right, Retro will have to teach you how to do this fight then, because I'm not doing this. You want me to go here? I'm erasing this first one that I did. That's crazy. A little closer? You want to go here? And what happens? You're going to back up? You're going to back up this way? Two tiles up? You want to go here? All right, Gab, have a good night. I'm honestly pretty much just going to finish this fight and I'll go a little bit over Ganon, but otherwise I'm not going to focus on Ganon since we're going to have a whole week to do it. So I'm going to go a little bit quickly through Gab. So you pretty much have seen the whole thing, just to let you know, just to give you a little heads up. There's not too much more to watch. Here's what I'll say, Retro. There's no way I would have considered that. I would not have considered this. So you're a baller. I am not. I would not have considered that. That is pretty badass. All right, let's talk about the next pattern. Yep. This actually might be another spin attack. This might be stand here, back up, and then spin attack as well. You're gonna deboost off the bottom guy. I don't think you have enough time to deboost. The ghosts were too quick. I don't think you have enough time to deboost. No. So this one I definitely would spin attack off of. This would be stand as close as possible, and then right when the energy balls are coming at you, you're gonna back up and then do a spin attack, right? I know. I was just talking about how I do as few spin attacks as possible. But when these guys keep doing what they're doing, I just keep getting them. Okay. So here's a very good example of another spin attack. We're definitely down to like 4 or something. So I would just stand here and just assume that I'm going to get these ghosts. So I would just stand here since we're in the later half and we're going to kill him with 1 or 2 more energy balls. I would just do a spin attack and stand right here. Absolutely. So that's how I would finish that. Crazy, right? I just said that I don't do many spin attacks, and I think I just labeled that I would do 3 or 4. Okay. Same scenario. We're at the end. Spin attack right here. Take a spin attack, back up, and just assume that these two are going to kill him. Now, let me tell you, these suggestions I'm making are specifically because the ghosts are attacking first. If he was attacking first, then I would take a hit off of him. So this is very specific to the real one being last. You notice he's being last every single time, right? That's very important. If he wasn't last, I would be taking a D boost off of him, trying to hit the first one at him, and then hitting a ghost afterwards, or hitting an energy ball off a ghost. So very important to notice that these are all specific for the real Aga being last. Okay, here's a good one. Spin attack. This is off the edge. It's a ghost here, so we can just get one spin attack and just nail him. Now, since we're down to like the 5th or the 6th cycle, there's a chance that he might disappear before that. I don't think they've been too off cycle, but this can be a triple in the early styles, or in the early ones every single time. So you see a line like this, you can stand to the side of the ghost, and all you got to do is time it so that when this energy ball fires, you're going to be releasing the spin attack. And you can get all 3 with this every time. Yeah, so he was down to his last hit. Okay, good. All right. One. Oh, it's unfortunate you didn't walk forward. I'm not going to spend too much time on Ganon. Okay, so you don't go for a 1-1. That's okay. We're going to go over a lot with Ganon. We're going to go in the top right corner. Hell yeah. 3 spin attacks. 1, 2, 3. And you're done. Yep, you did the right thing. Just get out of there after that. To dodge the bats, I usually am doing this walk a lot of the time. There is something about moving up, right, and down left with those diagonals that you will generally dodge most bats off the beginning of when they separate. Just to put that out there. Up, right, down, left. Up, right, down, left. All right. 5 hearts is scary. 1 Ganon hug is going to do it. Luckily, the bats in phase 4 don't do as much damage, so we can take a couple of bat hits. We're getting destroyed right now. All right. Do we get a slash and a spin? Nope. We're just going to go straight for it. That's fine. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Okay. That was a little scary. You can see this bat kind of comes close, but you have to dodge this bat before you light the torch. Very important. Some people like to hook shot the torch. So what you could have done is you could have stood here or here, and then right when the bat was aiming for you, you just hook shot and you don't have to worry about it. So a good rule of thumb is to stand away from the torch. Then once you see the fire bat come out, hook shot the torch. You had the hook shot out before, right? Before we switched to lamp. So hook shotting the torch is a very good thing to start. And I want to show you that what I'm looking for when I light this, the magic might get in the way. See that tile at the top? It's hiding behind the magic. I'm looking to see when this tile completely disappears. So when that disappears is when this torch goes out. And that's why he lights the torch when he does. He actually really timed it very well. But that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this top tile to fall completely. And then I start lighting this, just to put that out there. All right. He's going to go bottom left. Good. Those were very good cardinal directions. Very important, right? We're going down, and then we're going left into him every single time we're at the bottom. Every time. Doesn't matter which one of these spawns that he does. We're going to go down, and then we're going to turn into him afterwards, into his butt. We're going to hit a butt, no matter what. You can do it on this side, too. But both cheeks can take it. You can quote me on that. If he's at the top, then we're going to go... Am I doing this right? Right and then up. So it's the opposite. So here you want to go down and then side, and here you want to go up and then to the side. So depending on whether he's at the bottom or the top, that's what you want to go for. And that's what it looks like we're doing. Huge cheeky cheeser. So what I would like you to do is I would like you, when he spawns here, as he's not appearing at the moment, is to stand here when he fires and then go to the right. So that way you release the spin attack here and push you back to the center. This is your home base. This is my home base, at least. But this is where I like to be. Is I like to try to put myself right here on this dot as much as possible. That is my goal when I'm lighting the torches. All right, so let's see if you get up to this spot here, what I'm hoping for. Okay. You missed it, see? The problem with doing this is because you kind of did this like half circle. See how you're going around? If you just held up here, you would have been fine. You did not have to do this movement. Or maybe you could have held left here. It's tricky. Okay. He's going to go to the top. Okay. Tighter lines. Come on. You can do it. So you even kind of like do this arc here. Yeah. You want to be like here. And then you want to go up like that. Yeah, you're too far low. And that's why this back gets scary. You want to be a little bit higher. Okay. I want Ganon to spawn for you guys to see this. Like that. That's how close you want to be. Because this bat's going to come at you like this and you want to dodge it down. Even if it comes out at you like this, you're going to be past it. You want to be here when you do this spin. Like right there. That was the best one. I like that one a lot. Let's watch that one again together. That was the best one. That one was perfect. Let's go back to that one. I like this one a lot. Yep. That's what I want to see. I want to see cardinal directions, right? And then straight up into his toe like that. That was perfect. That's what I want to see. You could have gotten him. That's also really good. That was another very good one right there. You could be a little bit closer. A smidge to the left, but you're going to get him there. That's perfect also. Man, you're cleaning it up towards the end. The only thing I'll say about this is if you're fast enough, you could stand like here and then do left and up. So that way this pushes you in this direction. Because you're standing where you are, you're going to put yourself into this corner. And now you're going to be further away. If he decides to go over here, it's going to be much harder for you to catch up to him. So that's why I try to push myself towards the center as much as possible. So I drew too many lines, so it got confusing. So my goal when he does that is to try to overcompensate and walk to the right and then left and then up to dodge the bat. So this is where the bat goes approximately. So you really want to try to hit this corner so you can go left and up. And then when I do this spin attack, now I'm pushed to this. When you do it, you're going to go across this way, and then you're going to end up doing a spin attack here instead. And that's going to push you this way or against the edge, and then you'll have to walk this. And if he goes over here, it may be very difficult for you to catch up to him. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you have to light the torch, unfortunately. Okay. That was a little close, but it worked out. I like that too. Once again, it was straight down and to the right. Very, very good. We can definitely go over doing triples if you're interested. Down and right. Perfect. Right, and then up. Well, what's there to teach? That's it. So I'll say the first ones were a little bit far away, and that's why you were missing, and you fixed it. You fixed it by moving closer to him and doing those cardinal movements. And that's why you didn't miss any towards the end. So, honestly, very good fix. GG's, Gab. Ooh, that was a slow... You saved more time there. That was not at the right time. Hold on. Let's get a real time here. Oh, I'm not pressing play. That's it. This guy's got... I don't think he doesn't have a 23. You got a 130. Oh, you got a 135 2404 there, buddy. I give you a half a second more. GG's, my buddy. Oh, look at that. An Algo and a Blue were there for the PB. Algo, you were there twice. How are you doing this? GG's, guys. We did it. We have done TR and GT and a little bit of Ganon. And I spent half the time in Agatu because I love Agatu. I love talking about Agatu. Also, that was the quickest run to the bathroom I've ever seen in my life. This was really the gold split right here. This guy was gone to the bathroom. This was the gold split, the rush to the toilet. Only person that may have a better world record to the toilet is Iron Gamer 4565. The only other person that will run to the toilet after any seed. You may have to challenge him for the world record for toilet. Well, GG's. I hope this was very helpful for anyone else. I've posted all of these on YouTube, so if you would like to see the remainder of this PB review, I don't know, does this work? It does work. Look at that. There is a playlist that is for Gab, and you can subscribe to my YouTube if you'd like, and you can see the rest of them. So, yep, that's going to do it for me. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I don't know why I keep saying Josh. Retro, thank you for any other suggestions for Agatu or any frame data. Senti, I hope you learned something. Whiskey, I hope you learned something. Gab as well. Pops, thanks again for the subscription. That was very kind of you to give me your Prime subscription. Sawyer, if you're out there still, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. That's gonna do it for me for today. Let's go find a friend to watch. Let's go find a raid target. Are there any adorable streamers right now? Oh, there's one. All right, let's raid the Kane. Let's see how he's doing first. But Kane is going for his 77 in Z2 and is also my mentor, so I think that I'm obligated to throw a raid or two in his direction. So let's go do that. I feel my voice getting a little tired of talking, so I think we timed it very well that I am done with chattering. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Wait, was there? Wow, TJ, I didn't even see you, buddy. Happy hump day to you too. Sorry I was talking so much, TJ, if you're still there. I wouldn't blame you if you left. I'm sorry I didn't say anything to you. How's Kane doing? We're a little bit in the red, but oh, we're towards the end actually. All right, let's see if he can just surprise us with a really sick finish. He is towards the last 10 or 15 minutes of the run. I thought he was somewhere else when I saw it first, but that's okay. Let's go root him on, and maybe we'll convince him to do another run afterwards. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Have a good night. I don't think I'm streaming tomorrow. I think I'm going to take tomorrow off. Maybe there'll be a stream Friday? I think that's the plan. I think the plan is tomorrow off, and then Friday and Saturday we will stream. I am really itching to do some Z2 runs, so if you want to see a full run of Z2, I think we're going to be doing some on Saturday. We've been doing a lot of training and practice during the week, and I think I deserve to do a real run. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, guys. Go root on Kane and have a very good night. Thanks for watching.